Hey, 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 it's Dr. Meredith Watson of Soul Journey Coaching Practice. The title of tonight's talk is Where You Are Now, What You're Doing, Who You Are Now, Right Now is Enough Right Now. A lot of us are trying to be more, do more, and there's nothing wrong with elevating. There's nothing wrong with growing and growth and elevation and evolving and excavating to grow. There's nothing wrong with that. But know that where you are, what you're doing, who you are right now is also enough. And when you grow, that'll be enough. And when you continue to grow, where you are in the moment is enough. And that is something that you have to continue to tell yourself every single day. You are enough right now. You can work from anywhere. You can do and be attracted and attract people because people are everywhere. You think you should be a certain place, but you don't have to be. People are everywhere. You can pick a platform that you love and show up there. Attract the tribe with your authentic vibe, and your people are there and are waiting for you, whether you show up. Wherever you show up, they will find you. You are bound to bump into each other, vibe and mesh, and be a part of each other's tribe, each other's circle. It's inevitable. Soul tribes, heart tribes are like that. The universe has your back. So I want you to remember that. Who you're supposed to attract and who you're supposed to be attracted to, you're going to bump into each other. Every serious relationship I've ever had, whether it's my mate, my mom, everybody, the way we came together is really odd and different and phenomenal. But we were supposed to, so the universe set the tone. I was actually reading a post from another coach, and she was saying the same thing, that she could not have met this person that she's now very much in love with or cares about or is in a relationship with. But when you're supposed to be aligned and put together for whatever reason, you're going to be put together and you're going to fall into each other's path. Each coach I've hired, I literally don't know how I found them. It's as if I was ready for them, so they just appeared. The coach that I made the most quantum leaps with, and still to this day, I have no idea how I found her, but she rocked my world. I made quantum leaps with working with her. And I actually want her back, but she's taking a little break from coaching, which sucks. But we have to do what's best for us in our own alignment. And now I've had quantum shifts with other coaches and elsewhere that I've been and other people that I've spoken with. But it was something about her no nonsense, here it is, Meredith, see it for what it is, that shifted me into directions I never would have otherwise been directed into. And that's what coaching is, helping you see from a perspective you would not otherwise see things. I'm actually, some of you know that are in the challenge. I'm running this challenge in my private cohort about the confidence of your money. How old stories and old rhetoric, are not only keeping you stuck, they're keeping you broke. You don't have to carry around these old stories into your new future. Old stories are just that, old fucking stories. I've been doing a lot of research, and there's this awful thing called poverty consciousness. And basically, it's a thought that reinforces the idea that you never have any money, which in turn becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. I don't think I have money, so I don't have money. I don't have money because I don't think I have any. Money is hard to come by. Boom, end of story. And it doesn't have to be that way. It's all about you and your money. That relationship that you have the power to achieve your goals. Your strength as a leader and the influence that you exert ultimately depend on your personal beliefs about money and riches and success. Most individuals that I've met, and even me for a while, had this unconscious limit that we set on the success and riches that we deserve. That, we can only achieve a particular level of success, and then we go against this invisible ceiling that prevents us from going any further than that. And attempting to get beyond that, excuse me, ceiling becomes an intimately inconceivable challenge. You may find that everything you do to attain your goals is an enormous battle. If you go to make progress, something often undermines your path to success, and you might even discover that your life decays into bedlam just because you're trying to bump against this invisible ceiling. And why? Because your actions don't line up with your beliefs. To accomplish wealth and riches, you have to desire wealth and shape your mind to attract these riches. You see, everybody holds on to these notions about money and riches and achievement, and what you think dictates your type of relationship with money, also dictates how you're going to have success. And these things, these riches that you're thinking that you want and that you can achieve, once again, you're bumping up against this ceiling because you are carrying around that old paradigm, that old story of what is possible, when there's so much more possible for you if you would just get into your mind that it is possible. And you bump into, like I said, this invisible ceiling. And when you go after something, you often expose the beliefs that don't support what you want. Like, you are saying that, you have to work hard to attain income. Income is hard to manage. Income is something that you feel guilty about having. Income is a very personal, individual manner. Income is really hard to get. It's something that you don't merit. It's something you don't deserve. Income is the root of all evil. Income causes pain. And if your belief system says you don't merit having money, you unconsciously determine ways to ensure that you don't wind up with money, that you don't have it. You can start missing deadlines, or forgetting to call your clients, or forgetting to call people, and kind of sabotaging yourself from not having the income that you desire. And then as a result, you don't get where you want to in regard to how much money you want. As with anything, you say that you want to date this person, but you don't return their phone calls. You inevitably break all your dates. You want to do something, but everything that you're doing is actually putting a block between you and your desires, because you're subconsciously blocking yourself, because what you want and your beliefs and your actions are not lining up. And that constitutes this blockage that you consistently run into. And the same type of belief comes into play regardless of what your goal is. Like I was saying, whether it's to be a fine parent, superlative physical shape, learning to play the piano, when you learn how to discover your belief system, what you really believe behind that, you'll be able to employ this system to bring about these unconscious beliefs you hold about everything and everything in your life. Like, for the longest time, I believed that money was a control tool, and if you had money, then people were going to come out of the woodworks and want what you had. And you just couldn't be happy and settled without having it. And you had to, if you gave, you had to continuously remind the person that you gave it to them. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. You can have money and be philanthropic, and you can decide how much you're going to give and how much you're not going to give, and what you're going to do with your money, and use it for the benefit of the greater good and those that love you. And you can also say no. You can also use money as a good tool instead of a dividing tool, something that divides you between you and other people. There's nothing wrong with money. It's just energy. And having it does not make you a bad person. There are a lot of people who have money. Oprah, for example, and she's a very philanthropic person. She gives back consistently. She has a school in another country that educates young women that may not otherwise have that opportunity. So you can do something good with your money, but you have to start overcoming these limiting beliefs and these old stories. Money is hard to get. You have to work 80 hours a week to be successful. You can't, put money away for savings because something always happens. Your car goes, damaged, or your kid needs braces. Those are those limiting beliefs. Like, I can't keep money. Money goes through my fingers. I can't have the things that I want. But have you ever whittled down and figured out why you believe that in the first place? And oftentimes it's not even your belief to own. It's something you've just heard and you've just adopted. And so you fulfill that prophecy in your life because you haven't done anything to change it or break that cycle or break that system. And you need to learn to create, excuse me, attitudes and beliefs and ways of thought that deliver what you want. Master your mind, you'll achieve everything you want, not just in money, but in every aspect. Like, with my relationship, consistently accepted less than. I accepted not getting the calls and not being a priority, not being important, because I didn't think I was worthy of that, even my relationship with my mom. But once you realize how important you are, and how important your happiness is and your joy is, and having the things you want and calling those in and being a vibrational match, which literally means you believe you can, and you're setting the intention and you're getting into the mind frame and not you're disconnecting from the outcome because you know that it's yours to have and you know that it's coming, and you keep that vibration, you keep that thought. It's like your game, you're watching a game and you know that your team is going to win. You hold that every time. Sometimes your team wins, sometimes it doesn't. But a lot of the times when you start to have that positive, and a lot of people say, I don't want to get excited because what if I get disappointed? But what if you don't? I don't want to get excited because it may not happen. But what if it does? It's just as likely that what you want will happen than what you don't want. Why not get excited about it happening and you actually getting it than being freaked out and then it does happen? Like, I'm going to be more excited when it happens that I want this thing that I wanted. I'd rather, spread that and be in that vibration than being this negative vibration that says I can't have it. Like, that's so unfun, and that's just not what I'm about. And I said all of that to say I'm really just sick of the fuck tuna. I'm like sick of everyone being so negative about what they can't have and people very few far between being positive of what they can have. It's a ripple domino effect, kind of a movement, if you will. Your limiting beliefs and thoughts are why you're in such enormous pain. I can say that with confidence because I just spent the last hour crying over someone who couldn't care less about me and that I'd been crying over them for the last hour. They're going to the beach this weekend on a family trip after they obliterated me in my kitchen. And it's okay. It's okay. Because I decided that I am on the other side of the pain. Energetically already. I am energetically, mentally decided that I am past the pain already. I've suffered enough. I've cried enough. I've done things enough. I am not going to miss them. I am not going to spend my energy focused on them or thinking about them when I could much more quickly remind myself of how much I've grown and the shifts that I've made in my life and what having them in my life did for me in the positive, and that I'm going to decide and I'm going to get into the vibration and I'm going to be an energetic match for everything that I want because I've already suffered enough. Like, it's past. That's behind me now. It's not as easy as it's not as difficult as you think it is. Program your mind. Like, your mind is yours. Like, no one can get into your mind and fuck it up unless you let them. And then you have responsibility for letting them. But it is exactly what you need to do. You can stay in that cesspool of pain and fear and agony and ridicule and worry and tears and sitting on the floor and having a heart attack, which I did, not just now, but a while ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago, I guess now. But I choose to believe that I am past the pain, I am past the sorrow, I am past the missing because I've already done that. I wallowed in it, I sat in it, I gave it the space that it needs, I held space for it, I leaned into it. Now I'm going to get on the other side of it and I'm healed. I am past the pain, I am past the sorrow, I am past the grieving, I have done the work, I have journaled it out, I have listened to the music, I have done the binaural beats. Now it's time for me to get into the vibration of what I want. Boom. And one of the other ways I'm able to shift so quickly is that I have the support I need. We all need someone, somewhere we can go and unload and refresh. It's important to have. I also didn't want to ever lean on anyone because I was afraid that they would fall under the pressure and they would leave and the other shoe would drop and then I'd be alone and the pain and the ridicule and here we go again. But you have to stay in the vibration that I'm only going to attract people that can hold space for me and be there and energetically aligned with me and love me and be there for me, and I can hold space and love them and be energetically aligned with them. Hold space and draw in what you truly want and repel the things you don't. And it is a choice. You can poo-poo it all you want to. It's a choice. And I enjoy being there for others. I enjoy having someone there for me. And it took me a long time to get to the point where I allowed people to be there for me and I allowed myself to be there for other people, to be what I needed and to be an energetic alignment with what they needed and to be there for them without discounting my own needs. A lot of people are there for you, but they're not 100% there, or you're there for them, but you're not 100% there. And with all the pain and ish I've endured, I'm finally 1,000% secure and confident of how I want to serve and how I want to be there and how I want others to be there for me. So you have to also decide what you want and decide how you're going to go about getting the things and doing the things that matter most. Because if you don't know what you want, you're probably going to attract the things you don't want. But of course, that does teach you what you want, but why go through that every single time? And sometimes it takes a new perspective. Someone who cares and gets it and is in the trenches with you, has fellow feeling, and that's extremely important to have that camaraderie and social and emotional support, mental support, another perspective, another pair of eyes. And it's very comforting, and it does help you make those quantum leaps because that different perspective will help you in a way that you probably didn't notice before. So what I'm offering, of course, there's the obliterary. Anyway, I don't remember the word right now. The obligatory, is that a word? Anyway, that's another story. 24/7 unlimited access to me via Voxer. And it's a monthly payment. You can cancel anytime, or you can do 2 monthly payments every 2 weeks, still cancel anytime. We talk about all the things, business, life, holistic coaching. There's no limits. I'm there for you. I got you. You have the support that you need. I also have a huge bundle of JPEGs, mind maps, and PDFs, and videos, and all the things in my vault of things I've done that have helped me grow and helped me evolve and helped me do the things that I needed to do and get where I wanted to go, in addition to the support. So you are getting my portal plus me, and you have this amazing support system, because having a support system does give you that quantum leap and that space to grow and evolve and excavate. And it is so important, and you can poo-poo it if you choose, but it is really important. I have made quantum leaps and shifts because of the support that I have been open to receiving and that I've allowed myself to enjoy. Everyone doesn't want the same level of support, and that's why it's important to find what meets your standards and meets your needs quickly so that you can make the shifts and do the things. Everything you need is inside of you. You're not broken. Nothing's wrong with you. It's already there. But there's nothing wrong with having someone who gives you a different perspective, who's there with you in the trenches, who's kind of that me too fellow feeling. And it does help you make the changes quicker. It does help you catapult forward faster. You can go slow. You can do it by yourself. But I've tried that, and I swear to God, it's so not fun. Because sometimes you just want a mirror and you just want someone who understands. And it's priceless. Like, what does it mean to you to have someone there in your trenches with you, going the journey with you, helping you, understanding you, being there for you at a moment's notice? 24/7 unlimited access. I mean, like, seriously, what would that mean to you? What would that cost to you to have that kind of camaraderie and support at a moment's notice? Like, what would that mean to you? What would that cost to you? Think about that. And while you're thinking, you can go on my website, check out some of the great testimonials of people who have worked with me and achieved amazing results and shifts and quantum leaps. And it's because you're open and you're ready that I can come in and help you in the arena that I'm qualified and best suited. But everyone needs something different. That's why everything is customized, and that's why it's on demand, because what you need today may not be what you need tomorrow. What Tony needs today may not be what Tony needs tomorrow. And that's the purpose of this on-demand, unlimited access. So check it out and what I have to offer. Look at it in depth. It's drmeredithwatson.selz.com. It's in the comments. Go to the website, check Soul Journey Products, and it's under there. And I know I've talked fast, but this is something I'm very passionate about. Business, life, holistic health, those are the topics that I'm most proficient. And I have the background, I have degrees out of my ass, but it's not about that. It's really about, I've been there, done that, lived to tell the story, and I want to cut the red tape for you so that, yes, you're going to have your own road and your own journey and your own path, but it'll be with someone who actually cares and who's interested in your well-being and your support and your progression and your growth. So just for an FYI, just to recap, I'm Dr. Meredith Watson of Soul Journey Coaching. I support you as you create a business and life you love. I do it through a support line where you can ask questions about business, life, and holistic health, receive answers rapidly. You deserve it. You deserve to have someone there at your fingertips, all access, full coverage, all the things. You deserve it. And I want to be the person to facilitate that for you. I'm also, if you needed like a big title, I'm also a psychoneuroimmunologist. That's what I do also. It's really to study the effect of mind on the health and resistance to disease. So specifically helping you to assess what your pain is manifesting. And a lot of growth happens when you realize the root cause. Literally, I study the root cause of why shit happens. pain, holistic health, your business isn't growing, your life isn't where you want. Let's get to the root cause. That's literally what I came here to do, is help people to grow and evolve and excavate and rise above the ashes that consume them, because God knows I know what it's like to have your life turned upside down, your business not to grow, and your health to deteriorate. But I can also attest to the fact that once I found out the root cause of all that shit, I was so much better, and I grew and I excavated and I evolved, and I began to rise above the ashes that consume me. Some days I still have my bad days, and I go to my support system. I go to my own portal and get support. So if I can find strength and areas to grow and ways to learn and the tools to help for myself, you know that I'll help you find it for you. So I'm going to head out. I'm really hungry. Big shock. I'm usually hungry. But like I said, go to the webpage, check out the sales page. I'm going to also retweak it, but everything's basically going to be the same. I just like to play around with words. And you can see the testimonials. You can get to know me a little better. I appreciate your time and effort. And I wish you love and light. I wish all the good things that you want to come to you in full measure, pressed down and overflowing just the way you deserve it. I hope you have a great night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. I'll see you tomorrow.